Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's kind of late on my end, very late actually. It's about to hit 3 a.m., so I'm going to sleep after this. I'm sorry if my thoughts don't roll off the dome like they usually do, but it is what it is. My friend and I just finished watching DC Showcase Shorts, Constantine, the House of Mystery. So this contains four shorts. Constantine, the House of Mystery, Commandy, the Last Boy on Earth, The Losers, and Blue Beetle. They were awful. And that's not an exaggeration. All four of these shorts were awful. You leave each one feeling more confused than when you started. Mind you, these characters outside of Constantine, they're not well known. You don't you know, unless you're a huge comic book fan, the only two well known are Constantine and Blue Beetle. But Commandy, the Losers, like they're not well known. So they need that extra tender loving care, that extra effort put into the writing to properly flesh out these people in this world. And none of these shorts managed to accomplish that at all. None of these shorts finish in a satisfying way. They don't even have a proper close. Like when you watch the Superman Shazam Return of Black Adam, when you watch that short and its other ones, right? Those all, for the most part, they have a proper close. There's closure to each one of those shorts. It's not the same thing with Constantine. And here's your first problem. You started off with Constantine. I don't know why you would start with Constantine. Typically with these DC shorts, you put your best foot forward first. That's why we had the Superman Shazam Return of Black Adam short first. And it was amazing, as well as every other short after that. Why would you start with Constantine? Like, my friend and I, we were watching it, and we were like, what the hell is going on? Like, as soon as it looped for the first time, because Constantine was in this endless loop of just torture, we were like, oh, we're in for some shit. And we literally skipped like a good chunk of it. And I promise you, you don't miss anything. You really don't. It's like, for some reason, DC continuously believes that Constantine can hold his own in a movie, and he can't, in my opinion. He just cannot. Like, every time they try to put this character to the screen, it doesn't work. Like, I'm talking feature-length film or even leading a short. He's not interesting. They don't write him well. He's boring as hell to me. He's boring. And my friend, shout out to him, he said, I can set my watch to Constantine because he never disappoints on being disappointing. I added that last part. But it's true. Like, Constantine he just doesn't give. I don't know why DC feels like he is so marketable and he can hold his own. He cannot, in my opinion, and he did not in this short. Like, basically, his whole thing is after the events of Apocalypse War, he gets in trouble. So he's put in this endless loop of torture. And you're like, okay, is this really going to lead somewhere? Like, what's going on? He fell for this shit twice. The third time, he walked in Zatanna's half naked. He's all for it, taking off the clothes. I'm like, Constantine, like, just think for a minute. But no. So she turns into a succubus, whatever. So this is when we started skipping. And then we get to the final part of the short where Spectre pulls him. And basically, everything's explained. He got in trouble. He's put in an endless loop. And then twist, each one of these shorts has a twist, by the way. And they're all awful. But twist, Constantine was the one who was enacting torture on himself. And Spectre was really just letting him do this again and again and again. Like the ultimate troll. So you're sitting here watching this play out, and it's a waste of time. So this ends literally by Constantine, I guess, dying. It just all feels so unresolved. Then we get to Commandy. I'm sorry, Commandy, the last boy on Earth. So basically, he, uh, Rex, and some other people, Zuma, and a tiger, they get put into this trial to basically uh, root out the mighty one, right? This guy, I don't know what his name is. He wants to root out the mighty one. So they go through these trials and tribulations. It's clear as day they're trying to set up Commandy to be the mighty one. We get to the end. He opens the box because, they're like, oh, you're the mighty one. He survives everything, whatever. I'm sorry, it's 3 a.m, so bear with me. But he wins. He opens the box, and it's a Superman costume. And my friend and I were like, no, they did not. No, they did not. No, they did not. This was not properly executed at all. It just, you're telling me Commandy, who literally cheated his way through these rituals, okay? He just simply used common sense. So because he used common sense, he is entitled to the Superman suit. Even though he ends up, he decides that he's just going to go out and try and find him, the real mighty one, whatever. But he wins the suit, but not his friend Rex, who turns into stone at will. And the only reason Rex is not the mighty one is because he's an idiot and walks into a cloud of acid. Okay. The next one is the losers. So this one of the 4, I guess, is, I don't even want to call it my favorite. That feels like the wrong adjective. It was there. It was there. I don't know. It was semi-decent, I guess. That's a way to describe it. But basically, there's this group, the losers. I'm not going to lie to you. I really can't tell you what happened with the plot. Like, they were on this island, and there were dinosaurs. My friend was like, it felt like they ripped off, Jurassic World. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of giving that. I'm not going to lie. I can't even formulate. So there's dinosaurs, and then there's like this energy thing, and they have to stop that from destroying the planet. There's like betrayal going on within the team, but it's really obvious. Like the only female on the team, all right, one of the 2 characters of color, she ends up being the traitor. It was clear as day from the second she stepped on screen, but it was even more clear when she tried to blow up the other teammate, whose name I can't be bothered to remember. None of it was executed well at all. The reason why I can't remember the plot is because it wasn't explained very well. That's just what it is. It was not explained well at all. Like, at least Commandy, I have an understanding of what was going on. The losers, I don't know what was going on. It had something interesting, and they just completely squandered it by the end. They literally end on a cliffhanger, I guess. It was ridiculous. So let's just move to the last one. Blue Beetle. So they took clear inspiration from the Spider-Man 60 show. Clear as day. That being said, I wasn't feeling it. I can appreciate the art style. I can appreciate the inspiration from the 60s Spider-Man cartoon, because that is one of my favorite cartoons all time. I absolutely adore the 60s Spider-Man cartoon. But my God, the dialogue wasn't even as cheesy as it was in this Blue Beetle short. I mean, good gracious. You had Blue Beetle, The Question, Nightshade was there. The Atom was there. You have this could be a good group of characters. And they really don't do anything with them. The villain I've never heard of in my life. It was just like boring, honestly. That's its biggest sin. It was boring. Constantine was nonsensical in a bad way. Commandy was underwhelming. And the Losers was confusing and underwhelming. Best way to describe all four shorts. It was just it was awful, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. DC with their animation. It's been trickling. Like the mediocrity has just been trickling year after year after year. And I'm like, this is what we got. And you lead with Constantine. This man cannot hold his own. I don't know what it's going to take for them to realize that. You tried a live action movie. You've gone so you had so many avenues with Constantine, and only one is memorable for me. For me, I'm looking at my screen. I'm sorry, guys. It wasn't good. Overall rating, 2 out of 10. No. So this is not going to be edited. So I'm sorry. I'm going to bed. Good night. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will have pictures, but I am done. So bye.